Good morning.
J'ai parfaitement conscience qu'il y a quelque chose d'un peu baroque
I'm very much
à
aware
s'exprimer
of
après un
the
exercice de méditation.
baroque side of coming to
Quelque chose comme
speak
une
after a
rupture de rythme,
meditation exercise. There's a
comme,
change in rhythm, a change
presque
in
phonation.
genre. It's
Mais
almost
Dominique a eu raison
an attack.
d'indiquer tout à l'heure
But Dominique was
que
right
la méditation,
to
ce n'était pas
mention
simplement
earlier on
une
that
introspection,
meditation
mais
is
que
not
c'était
only
aussi un
looking
exercice
inside oneself, it's also
d'ouverture
opening up,
et d'ouverture au monde.
opening up to the world.
Et au fond, commencer ce LH Forum,
And
commencer
this,
cette journée
starting
de
off
débat
this LH Forum, starting
par un
off this
exercice de
day of
maîtrise de
debate
soi
through
et d'ouverture au monde
an exercise
est une bonne idée
that consists in
et est
opening
assez
up to the world. This is a good
symbolique
idea. This is quite
de l'esprit dans lequel nous nous plaçons lorsque nous organisons ces journées.
in the same, with the same
Ouverture au
idea of the
monde,
spirit of these days.
c'est
To open up to the world,
écouter
it means
et
to
prendre en compte
listen,
ce que font les autres
to take into account what others do, to
en
live
préparant demain,
today while preparing for
L'économie
tomorrow and
positive,
preparing tomorrow.
qui rassemble
Positive
au Havre pendant ces
economy,
quelques jours
which brings us together
des
in
gens
Havre
d'horizons
over a
géographiques
couple of
et
days,
professionnels
people
extrêmement
from
variés.
very all
L'économie
walks of
positive,
life.
c'est
A
l'économie
positive
qui
economy
prend en compte de
is
façon systématique
the type of economy that
l'intérêt
systematically
et
takes
le
into
bien-être
account the
des
interest
générations
and the
futures.
well-being of the coming generations.
Donc, ouverture au monde.
So, opening up
Et
to the
pendant ces
world
quelques jours, vous aurez
and looking at the world.
la possibilité
And
et la chance,
over these days, you'll be
de
able
rencontrer,
and you'll be lucky enough
mais
to
pas simplement de rencontrer,
meet, but not only to
d'écouter, de
meet,
débattre,
to listen to
d'échanger
talk to
avec
exchange with
des gens qui sont prestigieux
people who are
et mondialement connus.
famous, who are world famous.
Un prix Nobel d'économie, un prix Nobel de la paix, un prix
Nobel
Sakharov,
Prize for Economy, for
avec
Peace, a
des
Sakharov Prize,
entrepreneurs qui ont réussi,
with entrepreneurs
avec des
who've been
responsables
successful,
associatifs ou
with
militants qui s'engagent
people
et qui changent le
who
monde, avec des
are
scientifiques
very active in associations or other
intègrent
organizations who
parfois
commit
trouvent des
themselves, who
solutions
think, who sometimes find solutions
aux questions que nous nous posons.
to the
Et nous allons
big
les
questions we will
écouter et
ask
les
ourselves.
prendre
We
en
are
compte,
going to listen to them. We
car
are
être
going to
ouvert sur
take
le
them
monde
into
et
account
penser
because
au
to be
bien-être des générations
open
futures,
to the world, to think
c'est
about
aussi,
the
mesdames et
well-being of
messieurs,
future generations. It
accepter
is
de
also,
se
ladies and
départir
gentlemen, to
de ces préjugés,
to accept, to shed
de ce
one's
bon
prejudices,
sens
to
important et dont Descartes nous disait qu'il fallait mettre de côté pour
beware
accéder
of
au
our
savoir.
common sense. Descartes
Nous
told
allons
us we
prendre en
have
compte
to
ce que nous disent
put it away
ces
to access
personnalités
knowledge. So
variées.
we will be able to take into account
Personne
what
ici
all these
ne
people
vous dira
tell us.
que
Nobody here will tell you that
il ne faut pas les écouter.
they shouldn't be listened to.
Ouverture au monde, forum de l'économie positive,
Open up to the world forum
qui se passe au Havre.
of positive economy in Le
Et
Havre.
dont nous avons choisi, avec Jacques Attali,
With
qu'il se
Jacques
tienne
Attali,
ici,
we decided that it
dans
would
une
take
ville
place here in this
qui
city,
n'est pas forcément la ville la plus connue
which is
en
not
France,
the best known
pour être le
city
lieu
of France
d'échange des
in
idées.
terms of exchange of ideas. Le Havre, the harbor, is a port, essentially a
Dans un
port.
port d'échange de marchandises,
This is where you exchange
on échange de produits.
products, goods,
Et parfois on en reste là.
and sometimes that's it.
Et un grand port, un grand lieu d'échange,
A
c'est
great
aussi un grand
harbor,
lieu d'échange.
a great area for exchanges. It's also a place where you exchange, where you trade ideas. And when with Jacques Attali, we decided to organize this forum here
Il y a 5 ans,
in Le
heurté à
Havre 5 years ago.
peut-être compréhensible,
We faced a
de scepticisme.
maybe
Pourquoi ici?
understandable form of
Je
skepticism.
voudrais
Why
vous dire,
here?
indépendamment du fait que Le Havre est un port et que donc
Apart from the
c'est
fact
un lieu
that
d'échange
Le Havre
d'idées,
is a
je voudrais vous dire
port
pourquoi je
and
pense que
a
c'est un
place
bon
to
choix.
exchange ideas, I'd like to tell you why I think
Parce que
it
Le
is
Havre
a relevant
fêtera l'année
place.
prochaine ses 500 ans d'existence.
Next year,
C'est une ville qui a été
Le Havre
conçue,
will celebrate its 500th
mise en œuvre,
anniversary. It is a
construite et
city that
reconstruite
was built and
pour être une ville
rebuilt
d'ouverture au monde.
precisely in order to
Elle est la
be
ville
a city
que François Ier
opening
crée
to
en
the world. This is the
1517
city
pour
that was
s'ouvrir
created in 1517 by François I to open up to the new world, to the Americas.
profonde du Havre
And so
d'être toujours
it is
tourné
deeply rooted in the identity of love to be always open towards the outside
deuxième
world. There's also a second reason, the history of Le Havre, of its 499 past years, is a history full of roar and noise and destruction sometimes. And every time the town was rebuilt, thinking about the future generations, about remaining open, thinking about the generations to come. So even in the roughness in Le Havre, there's always the idea of thinking about the future and be open to the world, which is why we are very happy that this forum is taking place every year in Le Havre, and we are happy that next year, at the time of the 500th anniversary of the city, we will be able to imagine another LH forum, which will maybe be greater, but it won't be different. These moments of meditation, these very precious moments of encounter, they will be preserved and they will still be taking place. Some people in this room know very well the city, others don't. You will take place in these debates. You'll enrich your perspectives. You might be inspired. I hope so. Maybe you'll be disturbed. I also hope so, in a way. I do invite you, as Dominique said, to not remain inside a purely introspective exercise. Do open up to Le Havre. There's a striking light in this city, a unique architecture, a specific state of minds. There are architectural and pictorial treasures. And maybe after the day's debates, you will decide to stroll along the beach or climb to look at the Seine opening up to the ocean. You'll see the biggest container carriers of the world that enter the harbor and leave. You'll see the activity of those who serve these ships and or make a part of the Havre identity. You'll see the light. And maybe you go on meditating as you did in the morning, thinking of Le Havre. Thank you all and welcome.
Merci beaucoup, Edouard. Je note que la méditation fonctionne.
Thank you, Edouard. I can see meditation is working. If you'd been where you were in the competition now, when one of your challenges questions climatic warming, ecological negationism in 2016, well, but you were able to take it easy and think of the future. So the stakeholders of the Positive Economy Forum, they look far away, and you just did that very well. And this is what Salman Rushdie did yesterday about the temporality of works, and he did that with Jacques Attali. Jacques Attali is here, but he'll also be speaking later on with the Nobel Prize for Economy. Hello to you all. Thank you for being here again for this fifth forum on positive economy. As always, it's an opportunity for me to thank the city of Le Havre and the people of Le Havre for welcoming us so warm-heartedly. I'd like also to thank all the teams. I'll say it in closing, but I would like to say it right now. Thank you to all of you who've been making this event possible. Again, you're going to hear about positive economy, of all those who work in the interest of future generations, those who work for a more patient capitalism, those who work for the environment, those who fight poverty, who promote recycling economy. All the dimensions of what's useful for the future, starting, of course, with education. You'll see all this. You'll see a number of positive people. And this is so that you in this room or on social networks or those journalists who convey what we are saying can take this into account and can say that something can happen in order to improve the world. Now, we cannot be dreaming only. This forum has been in existence for 5 years, and over these 5 years, the state of the world has notably worsened, an increase in contamination, in climate problems, an increase in poverty, scarce water, demographic problems, migrations and migrants that are welcome without any threat of humanity. We should not be under the spell of illusions. Positive economy is not winning the fight, far from it. The world is more and more attracted into evil, and we can see that every day, so much so that it averts the eyes and looks after details every day, takes a passionate look at trivial controversies instead of tackling the true issues. So we are going to try that each and every one of you takes into account the importance of what's at stake, and that we manage to shift the perspective onto what's really important now. And this, and I'd like to suggest 3 attitudes. First of all, anger. Please be angry, all of you. Angry against those who rape women, as we saw yesterday in the fantastic world of Dr. Mukwege. Anger against those who forget children who have no access to school. Anger against those who let the disaster of our time be. Anger against those who think they are usefully using anger to destroy our civilization, while anger should be used to build and not to destroy. The second attitude I'd like you to have is, what can I do? How can I face these disasters, these problems? What can I do in my day-to-day life, in my personal life, in the way I work, live, consume, produce, love, hate, respect? What can I do in order to improve the world around me in my personal life? And the third attitude I asked you to adopt is, how can I avoid leaving to others thinking about what's at stake? Do not complain about what politicians, international organizations, GNOs do. If you're not trying to act, do not complain about what others do if you don't act. This is the objective of this forum. We should all question ourselves and use what we are going to learn over these days to put anger at the service of future generations. Thank you.